Joining me is businessman Robert Vadra, who is also brother-in-law of former Congress President Rahul Gandhi. In the last few days, we have seen Rahul Gandhi has been questioned for more than 31 hours in last 3 days. And he has been once again asked to appear before ED. So how do you look at the actions of the ED against him?
When there's an election on, uh, every person who has an opportunity to become a CM or a minister, their families are troubled by the agencies. We've seen this in Punjab at the time of elections there, and we saw it also in West Bengal with Mamta Ji's family. Um, Definitely, as I would say that if there's any wrongdoing with anybody or for anybody, definitely the agency should summon them and question them. But if you see the timing, every time any person is, a lot of people are called for interrogation, it's a time that the government wants to hide their bad timings or their, where the country, people are upset with them. I would say that the BJP spokespeople, ministers have spoken about religion and created disharmony all over the country, and people are very upset. Hence, the government has used this 10-year-old case at this point, at this time, to call a member of my family who matter in this country. So I'm very clear about this also because this subject I understand very, very well. I have been through 15 times at the Enforcement Directorate, 5 times with the Income Tax Department, and every other agency has kind of sent a summon or whatever way it is to interrogate me. From the first day I earned 1 rupee to now, and I have answered every question and been there for hours together, 10 hours a day. And also I would say that we sent 23,000 documents. But I know Rahul, he's a very strong person, he's a very clear person, he has too much of experience. He will sit there with, at the Enforcement Directorate agency, he will sit there for hours together, even more hours than the officers who are interrogating him would like to stay, which actually happened on the second day when he, the whole office of the Enforcement Directorate had left at about 10 o'clock. Or maybe earlier than that, but Rahul stayed on to clear every sentence of his question and answer. And he said, I'll stay as long as you want. So if he's staying for that many hours, if he's answering everything clearly, what is the need for, more days of interrogation or the talk of arrest or whatever? It does not make sense to me. It's only optics.
We have seen on the very first day that how BJP alleged that the entire theatrics by the Congress, when Congress leaders wanted to march with Rahul Gandhi to the ED headquarters, they said they were trying to pressurize the ED, and it was being done just to save the assets of the Gandhi family. How do you look at the allegations?
I've made myself clear, but I know our family is together, and we will be standing by Rahul, and he will entertain any summons and any questions that is asked by the agencies, and he'll make sure everything is clear before he, if it's before it's over. When I was interrogated, they asked my mother to also join, which was again, she's 74 years of age, they are ailing, and she was asked to come to Jaipur. And it was very hard for her because she was ailing, and she's only 1% partner of my company. And as I've said before, if they find there's any wrongdoings in any company, they can have the income tax make an assessment of all the profits and losses and so on, and they can do a reassessment, and they can, if there's any wrongdoing, they can have a penalty on it. That's the method. And use a judicial system where your question and answers are clear, but using agencies looks like it's just a time of hiding their wrongdoings and basically intimidation, which I know Rahul will not get. And calling Mrs. Gandhi would be the wrong thing to do. She's ailing, everybody knows it. Rahul gets 1 hour for lunch and he goes straight to Gangaram to see his mother. I was there before the interrogation at Gangaram. She was very fragile, but I know she's getting better, but still the doctor says that she should be in the hospital and she needs to remain in hospital. And yes, she's stressed about how the government is treating her son and, she, as any mother would be.
ED has also summoned Congress President Sonia Gandhi ma'am in the case, and she has been asked to appear once again on June 23 because she has tested positive for COVID on June, as she was called on June 8.
As I said, that it is on the behest of the government that who seems to be very upset or tries to, with my family, tries to intimidate them by using the agencies, tries to put false accusations on them. And I would feel that they are afraid of the family because this is the only family and the party that talks for the people of the country and all the issues of the country. And I really do hope that we can separate the agencies from politics and politicians and political parties, and especially BJP, because only then people will believe in these agencies, who are interrogating. Otherwise, it looks like just a whole political witch hunt.
When he is being questioned by the ED, do you think that he is being harassed there?
This is definitely a harassment, and I'll repeat, it's because the leaders of this government, BJP government, who've spoken about religion, caste and politics, about profits of a religious organization, and it's incorrect. People have been very upset. People all over the country are very, very disturbed. And at this time, the BJP wants to hide this by calling a member of my family that will create a lot of, that will have a lot of following, and the media would like to cover it. And they understand that, so they would like to hide whatever they've done wrong, so that, it's all covered up by Rahul's interrogation. But it's organized by this government because it's a 10-year-old case. Anytime they could have asked him to come, but they've used it at this time so that they can cover up their wrongdoing.
For such fine news breaks and video features from ground on your mobile phones, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, The New Indian, by clicking on the bell icon. Also, follow us on the social media handles on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook and Co.